Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. It is so great to have you. And I am John C. Morley, serial entrepreneur, and welcome to IFYL, Inspirations for Your Life. It is so great to have you here. If you are a new subscriber or just visiting today, well, welcome. It is so good to have you. And at the top right, you will see there's a QR code. Take your phone, scan on that QR code, and that'll take you over to my link tree. If you're having any problems getting to my link tree, well, then just go to my website, http://believemeachieve.com. And thank you to those that are coming back. It's great to have my loyal subscribers back, and hopefully some of my new people will become loyal subscribers as well. It's great to have you here. So what's our topic for tonight, right? That's our question, I guess, for tonight. What is our topic? Our topic is the caveat here of what is it, right? So what is patience, as we're in episode 4. And so what does patience mean to you? What does it mean to you? It means a lot, doesn't it? It means a lot. And I have to tell you that patience is an earmark to allowing us to become a greater version of ourself. Okay? And let's think about that for a moment. Think about that just for a moment. And I want you to understand what it is. Patience. What is patience to you? What does it mean? Right? What does patience mean to you? Think about that just for a moment. Patience. It's something that a lot of people say, but it's not something that a lot of people follow through on. Why is that? Well, I think it's because for some reason, patience is like this enigma. It's like this thing that's in space that nobody knows about, but really it's quite powerful. It's extremely powerful. Patience is that unique hidden characteristic that allows one to propel forward, okay, or to become discouraged. Is it motivation? That's a good question. Patience is not motivation, but I will say that it is a component of motivation. Okay? Again, it is not motivation, but it is a component of motivation. So when you're patient, you are able to do lots of other things. When you're impatient, you tend to give up, right? And we know from experience that motivation is something that can be tricky for some, right? To be able to stay on path and stay on track. But when we think of patience, maybe you can relate this back to a game called Operation, which many of you might be familiar with. And you have to use these metal tweezers, and they're attached to a wire. And so the other part of the board is all metal on the edges, and that wire is attached to the other end of a buzzer, so that when the two connect, it causes a buzzing sound. And the buzzing sound has like a vibration to it because it's so loud, the buzzer. And so I think that's an example of patience, right? How do we know where we're going with something? How do we know? Well, patience is like a barometer because it allows us to know how we're doing. The catch is that some people give up on patience before they ever get started. Now, I promised you tonight we were going to talk about how do you develop patience, right? How do you develop patience? If I ask you that question, how do you think you develop patience? Well, one thing is to develop patience, you need to understand that patience is a skill, right? It's a muscle. If you're on that long line, right, and something triggers you, you have to just bring yourself back into the moment. Maybe you're going to express gratitude. That's one thing you can do. You can name all the different things in the alphabet while you're waiting online. You can enjoy the beautiful scenery, or if you're indoors, just taking a glance at certain things in the store, but getting off what's happening and distracting yourself. And as you do that, you're going to become more patient. Sounds pretty easy. So patience and mindfulness, right? Mindfulness is to be patient. And so when we focus our attention inward, we become patient. When we focus our attention outward, and we let society and the universe kind of distract us from our inner self, we become very impatient. And in some ways, this might take you off of your course, right? It might take you off your course in life. But to take you off your course, that really means that you're not connected with your course. You're not connected with your path. So patience is not something you download. It's not something you can buy. It's not something you get by looking at a screen. Patience is a state of being. Oh, that's a real mouthful. Patience is a state of mind. And so when we're patient, our bodies are more in tune with the universe. The frequencies, our alignment from desire, our passions, right? That's what passion and, of course, patience can help us achieve. So what I like to think of patience is like, if you remember the days when we used to boil water on the stove, we probably don't do that much anymore because we have instant hot. A tea kettle that's boiling and just boiling slightly, not overboiling, just slightly boiling so you could just barely hear it whistling. That's bristling enthusiasm, or what I like to say is that's patience. So it's a reserved manner that you can appreciate your current surroundings and your current being of time. That's pretty cool, right? But what is it that would elude us to be patient, right? What does it mean to be patient? Well, I think, again, patience has to do with the fact that it's a state of mind. It's a state of mind. And so if it's a state of mind, then I know that it's something that we can all work toward. But it doesn't happen overnight. Patience is being able to sit in the car when there's traffic, putting on the radio or your digital player or your hard drive or XM radio or Sirius radio, and just enjoying the moment. Patience is when you have a chance to focus within the body. That's right, I said within, not outside the body. So then does that mean, John, that if I look outside the body, I can never be patient? I'm not saying that. When you look outside the body, you have to be mindful of the state you're in. And you have to take the exterior stimulation from your eyes, nose, mouth, hands as a complement to the rest of your inner being. And when you do that, you live a life of purpose, you live a life with intention, and you live a life with patience. That's deep. It's extremely deep. Developing patience and making the choice today will give you the ability to become successful. So, incidents in life that can happen, right, that we don't expect or don't want to happen, they will test our patience. You might have heard a sibling or a brother say to you, like, "What are you testing my patience?" Or a parent might say that. And they're not trying to be nasty. It's just they feel like they're being put under the gun. So, one way to show patience is to not fly off the handle, to not take offense, right? If an issue keeps happening over and over again, like maybe your boss is telling you you're always late. Patience is not getting angry with the person, but still addressing the situation. And then if you keep doing it, of course, there's going to be consequences like docking your pay, um, getting suspended, possibly getting fired. So, how does one become patient when our society is nothing but impatient? I think that's a pretty tough thing, right? You have to engage willingly and with purpose and with your mind to become patient. You're able to accept delay, some difficulty, some challenges, some frustrations. Because I have news for you. When you can accept those delays and those challenges and those frustrations, which are what we call a bump in the road, you've heard me say this before, it's only then that we're able to take the time to understand, to embrace, to learn, and to grow. That's pretty deep. So that means if I am not patient, I may not get that situation to teach me. I might miss the whole point of what it's trying to show me. Patience seems like something you just do nothing around, but actually, that's wrong. It's your interactions, right? And I always say that it's how you choose to react that develops and shapes the person and the character of who you are. Social skills, physical health, etc., right? When you're patient, are you aware of how you feel right now? How can you change your emotions if you're not feeling good at the moment? And how can you make sure that you're always on purpose? So, one thing you could do is you could exercise. You could do lots of different exercises, right? You could take some deep breaths. But something interesting you can really do is making the choice to live a life with patience and make that a habit. Hmm. So you're saying, John, if I learn how to become patient and I make it a habit, it'll be natural. Yes, you got it. When you make a decision to be a person that lives their life with patience, so many blessings will come to you. So many. Patience is a skill. And patience comes from an attitude of gratitude and respect. Wow, I bet you didn't expect that one. Patience comes from an attitude of gratitude. So you can be grateful for things. And if you're smiling, if you're happy, you can't be impatient. If you're grateful, you can't be impatient. So if you see yourself being impatient, that might be a great time to, yes, become happy, to be grateful. And you'll see in the blink of an eye that impatience that was harboring around you will just vanish like that. All right, John, now that we know how to achieve patience, why is it people don't do it if it's so doggone easy? Well, it is easy. But again, it's a change. And some people in their lives are not ready for change. They're not ready for growth. They're scared of it. They don't know what it's going to be like. They think that being patient might be them losing control, but actually when you become patient, you actually gain more control and you get more respect and you build more integrity and you'll become a person of a higher character, moral, and values. Wow, John, all from patience? Yeah. So start being patient with the little things in life and then the bigger things, and then the really big granddaddy of things. But don't try to be patient on the hardest challenge you've ever had. Start with something small, right? You wouldn't go working out with a 500-pound weight. You'd start with 5 pounds or 2 pounds or a pound, depending on your skill level. So patience is something that's ongoing. But you know the great thing about patience? It's like riding a bike. You get on a bike and you never forget how to ride a bike. You develop patience, you never forget how to call on the skill of patience. Ladies and gentlemen, I am John C. Morley, serial entrepreneur. It has been a privilege, a pleasure, and an extreme honor to be with you this evening. And I ask you to please like, support, love the channel, comment below. What area of patience are you trying to develop it in? And have you tried patience? Have you tried these skills? Let me know. Tag your friends, your colleagues, and your associates. Share this out with everyone you know on social media. And then make the choice to click below the link that says help keep our content free. Click on that PayPal link and buy my team that cup of coffee. We'll be so grateful with those pennies and dollars. We'll invest into new hardware, new technology, new equipment, new software, and even new facilities to give you the most jaw-dropping, motivational content available to take you beyond this millennium of a galaxy and give you the skills to become a better version of yourself and help everyone else become better versions of themselves. And then allow you to just take the energy, recharge, and call on patience to be your teacher and your leader, and you shall prosper. I hope you have a great rest of your evening, and you know I'll be back tomorrow with episode number 5. Have a great night, everyone.